I bring my wife and my son in for the big meeting here.
I am so grateful to meet you all, and I'm so grateful that you chose to go with Preston. It's been wonderful to just build this relationship. But I want to hear more about you guys. I know, Michael, you're at SDSU. How are you liking it?
I am. I'm loving it. I love learning about agronomy, and I'm looking my parents, support me into going to college and hopefully taking over the farm someday. So I'm hoping to bring some technology into their lives.
Must be enjoying it. This is only like the second time he's been home. So.
I know. I went to an out-of-state university too, and the calls to my mom got fewer and fewer over the years. But, how are you all enjoying him being away? Are you enjoying it? Are you
Still got two.
worried?
It's not that different.
The house is still pretty loud.
He was our quiet one.
Understood. Well, y'all, I know we only have 10 minutes here, if we're so okay with that. I'd love to hear about Preston and what's going on with your operation, talk through some management practices and some disease prevention, if that's okay.
Yep.
I can recommend some ideas for you as well that can benefit you.
We're still planning on the Precion plot that we committed to.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. I think the seed is in and ready to go. So we're ready to plant it as soon as the weather kind of lets up. And
Yeah.
I know we wanted to talk a little bit more with you about some recommendations for management and how we can really get that system humming. And my son has some ideas, but we'll see what you got first.
Yeah, absolutely. And that order came through all right?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, great. Yeah. I want to start off just by asking you all a few questions. Just give me a quick overview of how Precion you've been adjusting to it and the system that we have installed.
Well, I think field view, I'm feeling a little more comfortable with it between the rep that you had come out and walk through us, get us all hooked up. I think everything's linked up with equipment the best I can tell.
Yeah.
My son has kind of walked me through it, got me feeling a little bit better about it too. And I don't know anything. Everything's just shared with him, and I guess that it's good to go. And my wife's going to be doing a lot of the data entry on the home farm, on the home front, and between the two of them, as long as they're okay with it, I've just got to be the grunt.
If they say yes, it means
That's
yes. Now, Wendy, I want to hear more about you and your experience with just digitizing everything and how you're like in field view.
Yeah, so my first experience was really with John Deere Ops and trying to pull all of that stuff in. But like I said, since my son's been home, we've been looking a little more into the climate field view piece. I think last week they were working on like the density recommendation. So I think we're trying to get my husband really bought into this slightly higher recommendation.
They got me an iPad, and I don't even know how to use it.
So our son tells us that that we should be able to plant at higher densities and feel confident about it. So we're gonna see what the data tells us at the end of the season and see if it works.
Okay, listen to the data. I want to talk through some disease prevention. What drives your decision for a fungicide and when you decide to spray?
Well, I would say just based on the last couple of years, I'm pretty gun shy. I want to make sure that we time that perfectly.
Yeah.
So as close as I can track and monitor, whether it's talking with Jeff, my agronomist, or if there's some way to do it through field view or whatever, but just make sure I'm making it most timely so I don't lose as much yield as I might, because last year was really bad.
Absolutely. Is it typically one pass, two pass?
I usually just go for one pass if I've needed to spray before, but there may be some things out there. Two passes seems crazy to me, but you tell me what you think I need to do.
And when it comes to timing and the method that you're using, are you doing self-application or what does that look like?
In the past, we've hired out pilots to make that application, but I do have a Hagee now, considering what that opportunity might be to do some spraying myself.
Yeah.
But I'm less familiar with that piece of equipment too.
Yeah. And then I wanted to ask Michael his input on just the system in general and where you see us expanding and growing.
Yeah, I mean, the whole system really excites me. I mean, I feel like I'm trying to educate my parents and help them understand kind of the new way to farm, utilizing technology so that we can make better decisions. And so, I see this, the short corn as well as the digital piece really allowing me to showcase and allow them to visualize, what's impacting our operation, whether it's, it's a disease we need to manage or a new management practice that we can track and look at the yield at year end. And so, I like, you grab the fungicide piece, whether it's this density piece we're trying to educate them on, or just, different management practices that allow us to continue to drive ROI. little things like that. Anything we do to showcase my parents how we utilize technology is a good day.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely want to bridge the gap between technology and agriculture because it's not going away.
Yeah.
You talked about a little bit of disease. Are there any specific diseases that you all have been struggling with on the farm?
Southern rust for sure. I mean, that's been a big one. It's not the only one, but I'd say some recency bias is going to put it towards that.
Okay.
You get tar spot and it's some northern cornmeal blight occasionally, but it's been outshined in a bad way by the southern rust.
Right. Good to know. Well, let me know if this is accurate. I've been really enjoying the Precion and Field View technology to get recommendations on future decisions on the farm. Your timing of when to spray is essential to you. You know, it's really important there. Typically doing one pass of aerial application, and you really like the visualization piece of Field View. Is that accurate?
Definitely.
Awesome. Well, I'd love to share with you all another option we can go with is Dolaro Complete. This is going to enhance your Precion Smart Corn and your overall operation. It's a preventative and curative fungicide with plant health benefits. It's going to come down into 3 modes of action: PTZ, Strobe, and fluopyram, which fluopyram is going to be a killer on your tar spot and your rust. The great thing about this is availability. And so we talk about Precion and how it offers, access. This is going to enhance that access. And so you're able to spray it not only on traditional corn, but your Precion as well. You're able to use it not on corn, but soybeans as well. And so now we're talking about your whole operation, not just corn. It's also going to increase your yield. We've seen in studies that we've done compared to untreated, you get 7 to 10 bushels more per acre with Dolaro Complete. So added protection right there. I think Dolaro Complete is going to give you peace of mind. You talk about data tracking and all these interpretations you have to do. It's going to help ease that for you. And it works directly through Field View. How does that sound? Does that all make sense so far?
So
Okay, awesome. I'd love to start you all with Dolaro. I'd love to do it on your whole operation. I think it could really benefit you and really increase that ROI while also increasing profitability for you. How does that sound?
I think on the corn acres it'd probably be a good thing. I don't want to have to deal with southern rust again this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you going to say though?
I really like that. I mean, as I'm thinking about some of these conversations we've had around diseases, I don't think either of us want to live in a sprayer, but if we can at least access the field at any moment in time and be responsive, if we have another 2025, I see that being a big benefit to our operation.
Absolutely. And that self-application piece is unique. You're not going to get that with competitors. But with the Precion being that uniform around 7 feet tall, you're going to be able to go in and spray them yourselves whenever. So give that flexibility piece as well.
What else are there other management recommendations I guess we should think about for the Precion field?
Yeah, I would definitely say, go with Dolaro. Dolaro has proven to be super effective, and then that self-application piece is really going to be key here. You're going to catch things before they even start. Normally when you see disease pop up, it's too late, and so we definitely want to prevent that from happening. So if you're okay with it, we can go on and do those 60 acres of the Precion. We can get that order for Dolaro Complete, and then also do one of your traditional cornfields as well. We can do a side-by-side comparison. How do you feel about that?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'll have that invoice over to you in a few days. We usually can deliver within the next week, so expect that fungicide to be delivered. And then I can catch up with you in 2 weeks to make sure all of that went smoothly.
Okay.
That'd be
Anything
perfect.
else?
No, that's good. Look forward to it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. It was so lovely to meet you both. Michael, good luck at school.
Thank you. Thank
Hopefully you
you.
can finish the semester strong.
I'm hoping so.
Focus on those grades.
Yeah, focus on that.
But it was lovely to see you all again.
I'm running up our credit card bill at the bar.
Good to see you.
Pleasure.